Hi, I'm Patricia Allingham Carlson, and this is my step-by-step painting, Cherry Tree at New Hope. This is part 3 of 6, and this painting is based on a really nice walk in New Hope, Pennsylvania, where I saw something similar to this beautiful site. In this part, I'm highlighting the tree, I'm accenting the porch trim, I'm doing some more shading and some lightening for the brights and darks in the house. I do some branch work, I spray, and I add some blacks. I hope you'll enjoy it and give it a like. You can also subscribe so you won't miss anything that I do in the future. Now let's paint. Cherry Tree at New Hope. This is part 3. I'm working on the tree. I'm adding some very strong darks. Cherry trees have a distinctive bark, and this one was no exception. They have a ring structure. So here I am detailing and adding these rings as they go across the branches and the trunk. I'm pulling out the dark side of my tree and beginning to pull out some branches as well. I'm using black and I'm using burnt sienna. In a realistic painting, I don't use black. This is not a realistic painting. This is more of a fantasy dream. I'm putting more rings in, this time using white. This tree being in the foreground, as I said before, has got to be bold. And since it is closer to us than the background, I want it to really have some detail. I put the branch structure in and then I highlight where I believe the light will be hitting it. Same thing on that far side of the trunk on the left. Now I want to pull out the darks so that the detail will stand out more for the gingerbread trim along the porch. That was an important part to me because it was so attractive and so highly ornate. And it was actually the thing that caused me to even look at this home in the first place. So I'm making all these little tiny pieces and gaps between the lattice work very bright, dark. bringing out the windows on the second floor with some more dark accents as well. In many cases, I put down a first color wash that is lighter just to mark out where it's supposed to go. And then I'll build up the paint in glazes. If it dries too light, I'll have to go back and redo it. But it is marked out at that point with the brushwork. So it's just a matter of building up more color in that area to make it stand out as much as I want. Most of the very top floor is hidden by the tree, but I'm adding some details. As the shutters go down, they move into a bush. So I fade them out and sort of let the bush overtake them, so they are not sharp on the bottom. I'm using my white to add some little decorative cornices or some other sort of trim that I've noticed up along the roof line. And again, adjusting my perspective lines. Yeah, I'm not entirely satisfied with the posts along the porch line. They're going to have to be worked on further. But for now, I'm back into the black. And I'm going to do some more accent work. All those brilliant vermilion colors I put down have now gotten a lot lighter. So I'll be going back and putting more on them. I'm working with the rings of the tree and continuing to detail. Jumping into where I want the accents and the darks on the tree. I don't want it continuously up the tree. For drama's sake, I'm trying to make it stop and start. It just looks more interesting to me that way. And here I'm finding the branch. The plastic wrap leaves little creases and folds in the paint. And I always find it interesting to follow what is naturally laid out by the plastic wrap. Whenever I can, it seems to add value to the painting. Not always, but sometimes it does seem to work out that way. So for these branches, I'm not making them up. I am following the little natural creases that were formed by the plastic wrap in wet paint. And look how those brights make the tree pop out. And now I'm adding some values to the top of the painting where everything was very soft focus and rather faded. I want some darks in there so it can join and be incorporated into the rest of the painting. A little bit of spray, and I'm going in with some stronger colors. The spray helps to disperse them. And this is black. Where I put it down on the sprayed area, it spreads from one little droplet to the next. I hope you enjoyed my beginning to end painting, Cherry Tree at New Hope. I hope you'll give it a like and subscribe. And if you click on the bell, you'll get a notice whenever I release a new video. I appreciate your comments. There are links to the products I use below, and you could check them out too. I'll see you next video.